You're live. All right. We are in second hour. Second hour, say hello. There is nobody watching or listening, which is fine, because when I'm home with my wife and kids, it's the same way there, so I'm used to this. We are reviewing chapter 4. So, no school tomorrow for you. Oh, somebody's there. Hi. For you. I need to get the camera. Or for you. It's not remote day. It's no school at all day, right? Right. Okay. Monday, review game in here. Tuesday's no school. And then Wednesday is your test, as you can see if you're in person or if you're on the computer. Okay, so test will be Wednesday. We'll all do it on the computer, remote people and people, in-person people. And then the next Wednesday, the 11th, is Veterans Day. So you don't have school that day either, but we'll get to that when we get to that. All right, everybody know the schedule? Everybody? You can't. All right. So here we go. We are on section 1. Vocab is vocab. Get those from the back of the book. If you're here or if you are at home, make sure that you've got complete sentences on all these. So number 2, let's do number 2. What was the name of the large silver load in Nevada? Somebody raise your hand and be called on, please. CJ, I forgot who you were because you're in costume. All right.
The large silver spoke in Nevada was called Comstock load.
Okay, so the answer is Comstock load. But as he pointed out, you can't just write Comstock load and get credit. If you write Comstock load and only Comstock load, you get a 0. Right? Everybody do this. Okay. At home, do this also. I can't see you. Okay. So on your study guide, if you just write the words Comstock load, you get a 0. Okay? All right. But it's the right answer. On the test, if you write Comstock load, all right. Number 3, what were the names of the 2 rail companies that built the Transcontinental Railroad? Name one, somebody not named CJ. Valerie. Central Pacific is one. Emma. The Transcontinental Railroad was what they were building. I'm asking for the companies that were building it. So the Central Pacific and the Union Pacific. So the Central Pacific started out on one side, the Union on the other, and they went and met in the middle. Where did they start and where did they meet? That's the next question. 2 questions, actually. Okay. What 2 cities did they start building from? And you do not necessarily, last final, super duper last warning, knows his point. You don't have to necessarily match which to which. You just have to name the 2 cities on the test. They started building from what 2 cities? CJ, name one. Omaha, Nebraska. Mason, go. What was the other? Denver, Colorado. No. Valerie. Sacramento, California is correct. Where did they finish? CJ? Promontory Summit in the Utah Territory. That's right. Essays are essays. If you at home want me to check your essays, well, I already have. I'll grade them when I grade your study guides. In person, people, breakfast time would be great if you want me to look at your essays. But they got to be 3 sentences, and they have to answer the question to get credit on the study guide and on the test, really. All right. Chapter 4, Section 2. Number 2. What was the name of the brand of cattle that became popular out west? Valerie? Longhorns. Hook 'em. That's right. Longhorns. And again, I'm glad you're all sitting down. They have longhorns. Number 3. What act gave land to settlers willing to move west? Connor. Homestead Act. How much land did they get, Valerie? 160 acres, or 100 to 160. I'll take anything in there. If you put 113, I'll be like, all right, that's in the range. So 100 to 160 acres, or anything in between is fine. Number 5, what were the Oklahoma settlers called? The ones that followed the rules and got there at the right time were called what? Yes. Boomers. Or if it helps you remember the abbreviation for Oklahoma is okay. The OK Boomers. If you have rotted internet brain and can only think in memes, there you go. It's helpful. And it's 2020. We all have at least a little bit of that at this point. The ones that got there sooner than the law allowed were called Sooners. Again, 2 people. Hi, new person. Don't know who you are. Boomers are the ones that waited till they were supposed to wait. Sooners are the ones that went sooner. And again, why didn't they just kick them out? Because how are you going to do that? You can't check the security cams and you can't, it's 18 whatever. You can't really do anything about it. What were some challenges to farming in the new areas in the West that were being settled? On the notes, we put this in a list, right? And there were 5 things on the list. CJ, name one of them. That's okay. Well, let's just say no water, droughts. That would be one. It doesn't rain enough, or droughts, or not enough waterways. Okay. So lack of water is one, for sure. What else? Again, if you want to look in your notes, it's a list. One, two, three, four, 5. Haley, hi. She says locust. She's right. There's 2. You can still. And again, the locust, like you see the shells on the side of the trees. Some of those are cicadas, but this isn't science. We're not going to get into the difference. They would literally block out the sun and eat entire crops, like 100% of your crops. CJ. Not the soil. You're there. You're just. Remember we talked about the grass? Yeah. There were tornadoes. So it was either no rain or all the rain. Right? And so they had giant storms. That's called Tornado Alley, even still today. Okay, so we're at droughts or lack of water. We're at giant tornadoes and storms. We have locusts. Yes. There wasn't enough trees and wood to build like houses and stuff. Last one. Yeah. The sod. Okay, again, if you pull up grass at your house, you get a handful of grass. There, it would literally roll up like carpet. Okay? 7, how do they overcome these challenges? In the book, it mentions lightweight plows and dry farming. Those are the 2 we're looking for there. Lightweight plows to cut through the sod, and dry farming. Dry farming is not actually dry. It just means it doesn't use rain. They plant the seeds way deep in the ground to use the water coming up from the bottom instead of the rain coming down from the sky. That's where rain comes from. All right, we are on section 3. 2 major battles the U.S. Army had with Native Americans. Who can name one? Who can name a battle Native Americans had in section 3 with the United States Army? I can. I got time. I'll race you so you can find it fastest. Neither do I. That's why I'm going to race you. We're in chapter 4. Conflict begins. There we go. I found some. Okay, I'm there. 127 is where I started, but they're on 127, 128. There's also a map on 126 with like a bunch of them listed. Destiny, you're right there. You can do it. Yeah, go ahead. Wounded Knee is one of the most famous. Oh, yeah. Haley, too. You guys tied. Wounded Knee. She said Wounded Knee. Yes. Little Bighorn. Those are the two most famous. That's what I would put if I were in 8th grade taking this test. But there's the Fetterman Massacre, the Bozeman Trail, Sand Creek Massacre you can see on the map. Any two. All right. Two famous Native American chiefs from this time. Yeah.
Crazy Horse.
Crazy Horse. Yes. Red Cloud. Sitting Bull. Think about jumping out of a plane. What would you say? Geronimo. That's one. Geronimo. Yeah, any of those guys. The ghost dance is just what, like, basically they wanted to get rid of white people and bring Buffalo back. And so they were doing a ceremonial dance to try to get white settlers to leave and Buffalo to come back. They also famously did rain dances, which, you know, I don't know. I don't want to make fun of anybody's traditions, but like rain dances work because you just dance until it rains, you know? So you're like, oh, yeah, I did it. But anyway. All right, Dawes Act is on 129. It aimed to remove what whites regarded as two weaknesses of Native American life. See that part? Go. Right. So it tried to force them to be landowners. Keep going. You're there. That's right. And the nomadic tradition. So basically, the Dawes Act wanted them to be forced to be landowners and not be parts of tribes. Like you and I are not parts of tribes. We're just part of, you know, America, Illinois, Christopher citizens. Illinois, Christopher doesn't really have citizenship, but you get the idea. So they were trying to just make that like everybody else was, which again is not our business. Why do you think they chose the land they chose to give to Native Americans? We talked about this. We talked about the name of the national park in South Dakota is actually literally called the Badlands. So that pretty much says it all, right? So tell me in your words, why did they give the land they gave to Native Americans? Somebody said something. It's not complicated. It's what you're thinking, probably. Because it was trash. Yeah, it couldn't grow anything. Yeah, it was the worst land that they didn't want. And again, once rumors of gold were in South Dakota, and once we figured out dry farming and the steel plow, they took those anyway. Here we go. Section 4. I want to know what the National Grange did, not just like the idea. People always want to put education, fellowship, and support. That's not what I'm looking for. How many of you wrote that down? Yeah, see. Okay, but I want to know what they did. You know what I mean? Like if I walked in August and was like, I'm going to teach social studies and then just quit, that I didn't do anything. So I'm saying, what did you do? What did they do? Here we go. For inexperienced farmers, I'm on 133 now. For inexperienced farmers, the Grange, 133. It's inside of your, yeah, go ahead. It created a political movement. That's a good one. The Populist Party. Huh? You can. What page? Where are you on your sheet? Okay, go ahead. Okay, look, read on 133. It provided libraries. That's a good one. It created the Populist Party. That's a good one. But the big one is the one we talked about yesterday about credit cards. Turn to 133. If you're not there, leave those books open. Got anything else? Starts with a C. Yeah. Cash only cooperative stores. So people did not get into debt. So organized social gatherings, created libraries, created cash only cooperatives, created the Populist Party. There's 4. You need 3. All right. The basic ideas of the Populist Party. We are on 135. Yes.
Shorter terms for the president and vice president.
They wanted one-term presidents and vice presidents. That's a good one. 3 and 4, let's fold those together. You know what I mean? Basically, what I wanted was on number 3 that they were going to be for the common people, and then on 4 specifically what they wanted. But that's like that gets into splitting hairs. Let's just talk about what they wanted. Yeah.
Shorter work hours.
Shorter work hours, 8-hour workday. Good. CJ. What did you say? Say that again.
They wanted the government to own their-
Exactly. Yeah, they wanted government to own things like the railroad, to consider them as utilities instead of service, instead of products. Think about that. Like your soda that you drink, that's a product that you buy. And so Coke could charge whatever they want. Now, if it gets so expensive, you wouldn't pay for it, but that's the idea. Whereas like your tap water, that's a utility. Your electricity, that's utility. And so you have that through the city. So that way you don't get price gouged. And so what they were saying is things like railroad services are needed by everybody. So we should make that a utility. We're having that same argument now in 2020. People are saying internet should be considered a utility because it's just like, you know, you need it just like you need water or you need electricity or whatever. You need internet to like survive in 2020 because everything, you know, if you get work from home or whatever. Chattanooga, Tennessee did this. They have the best like internet infrastructure in America, and it was working great. But anyway, who won the election of 1896? Valerie, go. Billy McKinley. That's right. We're friends. I call him Billy. CJ, who was his opponent?
Oh, Jennings Bryan.
William Jennings Bryan. W.J. Bryan. The Great Commoner. Okay. Last one. 4 things the Populist Party actually got passed and made into law. 136, the very, 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 very last paragraph on 136. It's straight up listed for you. Go.
One of them was a national income tax.
National income tax, 16th Amendment. 8-hour workday. Keep going. Secret ballot. There we go. Secret ballot, direct election of senators, income tax, and 8-hour workday. Okay? Anybody need a repeat? Tell me the section and tell me the number. All right, people at home, message me whenever you need to, about whatever you need to about this test, and I'll be happy to help. Thanks for, we're up to 3 viewers, and I'm up to 44 subscribers. I don't know. I might just bail and become a full-time YouTuber. I don't know. I got to get my Twitch channel up off the ground, figure out which of you are sus. All right. You guys wash your hands, keep your mask on, and stay safe. We'll see you later. Bye.